It's the NFL on EA Sports, and center stage belongs to Matthew Stafford. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bears and the Cats, and it's coming up next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Partner, this should be a good one here in the month of October. We got a couple of teams playing good football to get this season going.
And all offseason, Mike, coaches and teams, they talk about the importance of starting the season strong. And here in this matchup for early in the year, we have our first look at two teams that have started off strong. They're playing winning football. They're starting to really understand what their identity is as a team. And for this stage of the season, this is one of the better matchups we've seen so far, and it's going to go a long way continuing to unravel who are the teams we're going to be talking about come the end of the regular season.
To return is Naheem Hines. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
There wasn't really anything fancy about their performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. If he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
Throwing on second down, Williams. Into space at the 45. Give him 13 on that screenplay. And a first down.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Williams going to keep it himself. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the first down. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. Gay's kick is good. And the Caps are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out, Greg, by the #1 overall pick way back in 2009, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But what he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Once again, it's Sanders. And this time they are ready for it. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's second down. Stafford working from the pistol. And this throw batted away. And incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. Third down coming up.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
Throw it on third down, Stafford. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
A first down throw for Stafford. That is hauled in at the 5. The Bears are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's first and goal. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
Well, they turn around and they decide to give it to the big fullback this time to try to get it over the goal line, but this defense proves there is not a lot of room to operate.
And he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. His 6th touchdown now for the season. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Hines now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Caps offense and Caleb Williams set to take over once more. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. Take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Set to go now on first and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back.
Still first down.
Off play action. Here's Williams.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Good coverage there by a good corner, Derek Stingley. On fourth down, here's Logan Cook to punt. And back deep is Devin Duvernay to return. Man. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. At their own 43-yard line. They'll start this on the ground with Sanders. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground with Sanders. And he's going to have that first down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line. And the Bears first down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Stafford. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they need.
And he's into the end zone. Hayden Hurst, touchdown Chicago. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, this is going to be a long day for this defense.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Hines now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Caps offense ready to see what they can do. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. He's going to air this one out. That's caught! And he's going to take this one all the way. 76 yards. It is a touchdown. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Caps are back within 4. It is 14-10. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Duvernay on the return. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Bears offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Sanders to start the drive. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
On the move, past the 40. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. We are through 1. 14-10 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Here's 1st and 10. It's Stafford throwing from the pistol. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get enough 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. A run up the middle, it's Sanders. And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down. Play action now for Stafford. Adds to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
That's caught left side by Bowers. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Still 2nd down.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap to Stafford. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Drake London was the intended receiver there. And now they're faced with a 4th and goal. Moody's kick is good. And the Bears will open up a touchdown lead. It's now 17-10.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Caps offense getting set to get back to work. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he's out of bounds inside the 30. A big play to kick off this drive. A pickup of 44 yards. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. That is brought in at the 10. And he is going to be out of bounds. A lot of terrific quarterbacks from Southern California. And here's another one. The rookie gets his team a first down. They'll run here with Kamara. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Second and goal. Again, it'll be Kamara. And this time he's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown Caps. Now Gay for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Caps will come back to tie things at 17. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Duvernay on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Bears offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he is right up there amongst the league leaders when it comes to receiving yards by a wideout this year. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. Here's Sanders. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They dropped him in the backfield. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On the return, it's Hines. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. They send him right out of the slot. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. He looks forward for maybe a yard. Jelani Tavai there on the tackle. Here's a second and 9. Here's a toss to the right for Kamara. And he'll get this very close to a first down. A nice run there. It just end up a little bit short. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. Williams going to keep it on the zone read. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. He'll look underneath here and find Kamara. A pickup there of 13. That's enough for a first down. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. Room to maneuver at the 35. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down.
Just seems nowadays, Mike, there's so many running backs in the NFL that you can classify as being dual threats. Of course, we see them every week make their impact on the ground. But here in the first half, it's his ability in the passing game and do bulk of his damage as a receiving threat.
The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. And thankfully for him, one of his teammates able to secure it. No turnover, and they will hold on to the football. Throwing again, Williams. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Throw it again. It's Williams. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
That is not going to do it. Tried to bite off a lot with that one. It's no good. And this will remain a tie ball game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. That's to the tight end, Hurst. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff will get a chance to look him over during the break. 2nd down, it's Stafford. That's caught by Bowers. And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well. Stafford. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. Another catch from there. Numbers starting to stack up in this one. Closing in on 100 yards, and we're still in the first half. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay
Previous
officials,
play is under review,
indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
After review of the play.
So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Throwing again is Stafford. That is caught. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Again, up the middle with Kamara. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. So we've reached halftime here. It has been an entertaining first half. As we head back stateside to Orlando, Florida, check in with Jonathan Coachman. The coach has the EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the home side who have the lead as they play the second quarter. The Condors locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Duvernay on the return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. And that's where the offense will take the field. The Bears offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And he has been a big play guy all season. Currently ranked among the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Running is Sanders. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. They'll run right here with Sanders. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
First and 10. Off the bootleg, it's Stafford. And that ball's intercepted by Xavier Howard.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. You're not going to get away with it at this level.
The Caps offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. A run here with Kamara. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. They'll go again here with Kamara. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
The Bears offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. Straight ahead, it's Sanders. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere. After the loss of 3, it is second and 13. Stafford working from the pistol. He'll let it go deep left sideline. That is hard. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A big-time play for the Bears. 39 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. He'll come up now for second down and 4. From the gun, here's Stafford. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Great pre-snap identification by the quarterback, realizing that the blitz was coming and exactly where the soft spot in the defense would be. He's able to put that slant route right on the front shoulder pad of his receiver. Leads to a real nice run after catch and brings up first down.
Here's second and 9. On the handoff, this is Sanders. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Bears move out in front, 20-17.
Job number one on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
Here's Hines now to return. Whoa. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down. To throw is Williams. He'll try to hit him with a screen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Sanders. And he's fighting and trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Once again, it's Sanders. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Willie Gay with the stop. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? A shotgun snap to Stafford. Gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Terrific day throwing the ball, and the numbers now show it. Over 300 yards passing in this one. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. This throw taken in by Hurst. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased. If you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll fake the handoff now, Stafford. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. Open man, right side. He's got it. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter.
It's easy to make your quarterback look good when you can just get open as easily as he has in this game so far. I mean, he had the big first half, remember, but here in the second half, he just continues to add to these numbers here in the third quarter.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. To the sideline, he's got London. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take...
That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Drake, London, touchdown, Bears. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On is Moody to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Bears will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Hines now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Quick throw here is complete. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. To throw, it's Williams. Going up top. And this will be incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
It's a gain of 10 yards, and that will be a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Williams. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Met and brought down in the backfield on 3rd and short. They do not get it done. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll run for it with Eckler.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Williams. He'll find his big target, the tight end Stover. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. Just seems like the quarterback and the wide receiver just aren't quite on the same page. That's a throw we've seen them make time and time again throughout the year, and on this one, just a little bit off.
And he will score! Game on! Touchdown Caps! That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Duvernay on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stafford. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Sanders. He's going to have a Bears 1st down. He gets this up past the 40-yard line.
4th quarter, you find yourself protecting a 1-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. He'll keep it on the ground with Sanders. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Now Stafford. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
On 2nd down, Sanders. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Here's Stafford. That's deep for the back of the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you were sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Here's 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one, and it'll be 3rd down. Now Williams. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. Call it a gain of 13. That's enough for a 1st down. To try to throw again. Here's Williams. Now he'll run. Now a timeout for injury. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. To throw is Williams. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late. They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
Duvernay on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Again, working deep downfield. And he's going to go all the way. How about some late magic? They've taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
Well, Mike, we're kind of looking at each other up here saying, do they have one more big play left in them? And they got it. When it's all said and done, it should more than likely turn out that that play is the game winner.
Moody now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bears will go up by 7. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here's Hines now to return. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. This is 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Here's 1st down. Here we go. One final play. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot on the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, as this one will come to an end. So this one, a win for the visiting Bears. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.